So, for context on this one, only because I have 15 minutes to kill before work, last night, technically since 12 a.m., it has been a thunderstorm roaring outside my window. I live in a mobile home, okay? I live in a mobile home made of aluminum, or metal, if you will. So it resounds really loud, and it vibrates. The closer the thunder is, or the lightning strikes are, trust me, the house vibrates. With that said, the dream was weird. Okay, so like everywhere in America, the malls are slowly, getting smaller and smaller back to how they were in the 90s. You don't know, the malls in the 90s only consist, except obviously the Mall of America, had about like 10 stores top. Now there's like hundreds, and they're slowly going back to a smaller number because of Amazon and eBay and all those other things. Anyways, I digress. So in this dream, I'm at work that kind of shifts into a mall that I used to go to when I was little in the early 90s, because it got destroyed. It got knocked down about the physical building itself got knocked down about 2002. The mall closed for, I want to say, 99. So it was up for about 3 years abandoned. Anyways, so this mall consists of an upper level, a ground level, and an under level. So in this dream, I at work, and then I see a hallway that I strictly remember. It's from that mall because I used to get lost there a lot. I used to hide there from my mom, or one time I went with my aunt and I hid there, and my mom didn't tell her, so she didn't look for me there. But yeah, I remember that hallway, and I'm like, what the hell? And I remember because there were these two doors that didn't necessarily completely connect. They go there. They're sliding doors, but they would stay like this instead of, closing. I've always wondered what was on the other side. So in the dream, I hear a storm outside. A very loud storm. And I guess this was my subconscious trying to keep me from freaking the shit out, because I'm afraid of freaking lightning. Why? I once stayed at a friend's house. Lightning struck, and they were like, no, it's cool, don't worry, it's far away. No, it wasn't. It was outside the window, stupids. Outside the window that I was sitting next to. Anyways, so yeah, I hear these thunderous roar, and the siren goes off. I'm talking some Silent Hill bullshit. Like the siren that... Well, I haven't played the game, so I'm not sure if there's a siren in the game, but it's the siren in the movie, but not quite right. This thing was more where it starts high, like it dips, it goes up, and then it just lasts long in one key or note, if you will. And it was really loud, and it was repetitive, and we were at the mall suddenly, and I'm like, crap. So I was able to save my sister, my nephew, and my mom, and my niece. She was being a little bit stubborn and didn't want to come inside. So I'm like, dear God, she's gonna die. So from the little two doors where I was looking out of, my niece was standing right in front of it, so I still had eyes on her, and I knew she didn't move or anything. But I saw something in a distance, because where those two doors were, I can see straight ahead through the gate that goes to the outer mall. Because you know how you're in the store and there's a gate, closes? Yeah. You can see the rest of the mall, and I would see this huge ass fucking figure walking pastway. And because there were mirrors in the wall in front of me, I could see behind me where the doors to the outside, where you just see these gray kind of just as you would see like thunderous storms just whooshing and swooshing out, like just rain, heavy fucking rain. That's all you saw. You didn't see anything else but like 2 feet in front of you. But because, emergency vehicles have these really badass neon flashing lights. They're not neon, you know what I mean. You could see the flashing lights. So I'm like, okay, so recap. We're stuck inside the mall. My niece is too stubborn to go into the safe room. There's something outside there, and there's a whole bunch of emergency vehicles, and that's the fire alarm going off. So I'm there mildly freaking out, and as I let my niece in, I dragged her by her little body and convinced her, I'm like, look, it's safer in here. We have to stay together. She's like, okay. 2 people get in the room while I'm pulling her in, safety, and we're like, fine, fuck it, we're not gonna be selfish. We'll let those people stay there. And this figure, he's the tall dude from The Haunting on Hill House from Netflix. The really tall dude. It's a mix between that dude, which I never understood what character he played in the show. Like, he just haunt the little boy, that's it. But I never, like, what did he do? Like, what? Or, the Crooked Man. Is it the Crooked Man? Yeah, the Crooked Man from, the other haunting movie. There's a lot of haunting movies. So yeah, it's a blend between those two. Giant, stilty looking dude. And I'm like, fine, whatever. And I'm like, as long as the doors are closed, as long as we make sure he doesn't get in, we're fine. Well, the storm rages on for what seemed like forever. And as soon as it stops, the emergency rescue people are there. And I'm like, yay, we're moderately saved. As we're getting out, I'm trying to FaceTime with my mom. So, I don't know if y'all FaceTime, but when you FaceTime the camera first, it's a big screen of you. And then it shrinks and it shows you the other person on the screen. So, as it's a big screen of me, I pivoted behind me, and I see that there's a person there that does not look like a person that we let in. I'm like, shit. And I turn around, and I'm like, you. He's like, what? It's you. He's like, it's me, what? And I'm like, no, it can't be. And as I turn around, I'm like, never mind. I'm back with the screen in my face, and I look, and I'm like, hey, Mom. I turn around, and it's him. I'm like, you asshole. He's like, we had one of those Scooby-Doo moments. And I'm like, well, that was interesting. But yeah, that was my dream. Not even. I ended up going home in the dream. And I got highlights. I think that's part of the nonsensical part of the dreams. I got highlights. And yeah. I had a badass tub too. Why are tubs white? Anyways, so yeah, that's the extent of my dream. That has been all my dream. I'm pretty sure I could have elaborated. And the reason why I dreamt of a thunderstorm was because literally it was a horrible freaking thunderstorm. Supposedly it's going to be 100 degrees today, but whatever. That's Texas for you. But yeah, so hopefully we survive. Hopefully the thunder stops. I'm okay with rain. I don't like lightning. I don't like thunder. But yeah, so that's the dream. Hope you guys liked it. Bye.